Hi there guys, welcome to my channel. This is if it's Go Mentor, Letabo Mukwena, also go by the name Letabo_Goat. In my previous video, I did ask you guys to interact with me. I did ask you guys to reach out and tell me what kind of videos would you like to see more on this channel. I did get positive feedback. Some people told me they want account growth videos. Some people told me they want vlog videos. Some people still want analysis videos. I'm going to be doing that. And in this video, I'm going to be taking you through a different approach of the market. I'm going to be showing beginners how to be approaching the market correctly, how to better time your entries and exit points in the market. Let's get it.
Hi guys, now that we've reached this part of the video, which is the lesson part of the video, I'd like us to first start with our US dollar index, popularly known as the DXY, which is an index which measures the value of the United States dollar relative to a basket of foreign currencies. In a nutshell, I'm saying that this US dollar index is put aside versus all other currency pairs. The US dollar index is a very useful tool in your trading as it can confirm directional buys for the currency pair you're trading, and it can also confirm or rather work as a warning tool to keep you alert before you pull the trigger. A simple question would be that what happens when the DXY goes up? Simply put, if the DXY goes up, that means that the US dollar is gaining strength or value compared to the other currencies. So before wasting any time, I'd like us to get into analyzing the DXY. Because I can see that we're in an overall upward structure, I'd want to cater for my supporting prices, which would then be these prices over here. I can see that market on my overall daily structure, my overall daily view has been going in an overall bullish structure, which is a buy structure. I then have my upward structure. So I can see that already market did give me some form of a reversal pattern, which is a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder. Let me cater in for you. This is what we call a reversal pattern. This is a head and shoulder pattern. So already I can see that since market gave me a reversal pattern over here, meaning I came from my supporting price and I went straight to my resisting price, and I can see that I had a reversal bar happening over here. From my resisting price, market gave me normal price action going to my lower part of the trend. But overall, looking at this structure here, I can also see that I have what we call a head and shoulder pattern formation here. This is also what we call a reversal pattern. So I can see that since I had a reversal pattern of head and shoulder coming in from my supporting price going straight to my resisting price, I'm having the same kind of setup going from my supporting price. So what I would be expecting, or rather what I'd be anticipating to hit, would be my supporting prices over there, right? But before jumping to pull the trigger, I would first want to dive deeper into my other lower time frames to make sure of what I see, or rather what I have as a trade bias. Firstly, I can see that price action is painting to me what I have already marked out as a head and shoulder, right? So I can see that I'm having I can also see that inside here I have a trend inside here forming. My uptrend is done, so now I'm heading into my lower part of the trend. I can see that price action is giving me a proper downward trend here. my highs, and I am anticipating more lows to be reached. And of course, like I have seen that my head and shoulder pattern has been also confirmed, and I can also see that I am having a retest of this neckline area here. I'm having a retest inside of this trend line. Yeah. Already I can see, based on what DXY is painting for me, or rather giving me, I can already know what I'd be looking forward to doing in my next. So next up I will be looking into the NASDAQ 100. I have my NASDAQ 100 open here on my H4 time frame, and already before going anywhere I can see that this picture here looks 100% identical to what DXY had painted for us previously. I first start with my supporting prices first. Companies are always working on making a profit and never a loss. So if NASDAQ is 100% driven by companies, you should always know that companies are never working on making a loss. So already I can see that my daily time frame is painting to me something of this nature. So from my supporting price, just like the DXY, I went to my resisting price. So after my resisting price, I failed to go straight to my supporting price, but instead market pushed up again for a further touch of the trend line, right? And after doing so, we failed again to push to the lower part of the trend, but unfortunately market resisted more or less on the same area, right? So after doing so, market pushed again to the upper part of the trend, and after market is now anticipating, or rather trying again for another push to the lower part of the trend. So before doing much, we want to see if NASDAQ is going to have a successful run to the lower part of the trend. Going into my H4 time frame, I can see my trends play out very well here. I can see that my uptrend was a successful trend over here. And after doing so, market broke out, and I can see that it has tested this level over here. After testing these levels here, market then pushed to the upper part of our trend. After doing so, we reversed more in a trend-like pattern formation to the lower part of our trend. So we would like to see what NASDAQ has for us going into the near future. So I can see that already. Looking at this, I can already see that I'm having a reversal pattern, more like what I had on my DXY market. I'm having a head and shoulder pattern also happening here on my NASDAQ 100 chart here. My breakout became a head here. It became our second test of our daily resisting trend line. And then after market came down, we had a double top happening here, but then market came back up, right, testing this price over here. After testing this price, we had more sellers coming in. After more sellers coming in, you can see that market broke out of this neckline structure here, and then we're anticipating a retest. After a retest, of which is currently happening right now, after a retest, we can see that market is going to push to the lower part of our trend, right? But before pushing into the lower part of our trend, we can first then target our recent turning points as target prices in our cells, right? So I would say first, going in for sellers, you first then, as you can see after this retest here, you can then first go in for your selling opportunities, of course targeting your recent lows, or rather your recent turning points in the market. So I hope everyone is happy with the NASDAQ. Before closing off, I would rather want to have a Euro USD chart open. Let us see what our Euro has for us. I can see that market is already bouncing from a level of support and pushing to the upper part of the trend, but I want to see what we have on our overall direction. On my weekly, I can already see that I had a low over here and I had another low, of which is higher than this low, and I'm having another low of which this low is higher than this low. So since this being my weekly time frame, I would want to then cater for my recent prices. I can see, well, this is what two previous charts did, right? Before going into my lows, we had a head and shoulder reversal pattern with a neckline retest. More of what is happening right now on NASDAQ sells. So after this level of support has been hit, right, as we saw on our lower time frame being the H4 time frame, market already was coming from a level of support and it was looking to turn into the higher part of the trend, right? So we can see already that market is at a level of support, and then we are anticipating a reversal pattern before going into the upper part of the trend, right? So before doing much, we would want to then first dive in deeper to much lower time frames. As you guys can see that our FX Go trends and trends strategy has been validated here, I would want to first then look at my turning points in the market. Let me first take my highest point and my lowest point. I then want to take my reversals in the market. So now that I have plotted my reversals in the market, I would then want to then plot my trend in trend. Euro USD has successfully given to us a series of lows and a series of highs, a series of lows and a series of highs. So you can see that market is at a level of support, so we're waiting to get some form of reversal pattern, something like a W pattern formation, reaching this level of resistance, of which was a previous turning point in the market, and then coming in then to test our support for the last time, and then breaking in our resisting prices and then heading into the upper part of the trend, right? So this is what we'd then be expecting on our Euro USD. So looking for an entry on Euro USD right now would obviously be a premature time, as market has now only created a level of support. Going in for buys right now would be a very unprofessional manner to trade, or rather an unprofessional approach to use when trading, right? You'd first wait to go deeper into our lower time frames to secure a more safer entry. I can see that Euro USD is rather in a trendy market rather than providing channels for us. We can see that it is rather, our trends and trend strategy is rather trending to the upper part of the trend. We can see right here that market gave to us a reversal pattern, of which we call a inverse head and shoulder. So we can see that already market has reached a level of support. So if you would be a currency trader and you would want to be trading your Euro USD, you would then obviously then opt to go in for long positions, targeting your recent turning points, of course, in the market, of which being these prices over here. So this is how you would go about approaching getting an entry on your Euro USD chart. I hope you like the content that was given out, or rather shared, in today's video. If you like the content that was shared in today's video, please do leave a thumbs up and drop a positive comment, as I do enjoy interacting with you guys. And this is me signing out. I hope to see you guys again next time in the next video. This is Coach Your Mentor, and I'm signing out.